Oh, hey there. Coffee, anyone? Stick around to the end of the video. I might be giving something away. Anyway, it's pretty much winter now here in NZ. Pretty cold outside, so I thought I might do something inside and try making some of Helga's beer bread. Beer bread? What can be better? So if you haven't come across Helga's Pennsylvania cooking, get over there and have a look.
Helga's Pennsylvania cooking. And today I'm going to make a really easy, yummy treat, beer bread.
That's right, she said beer bread. Helga's Pennsylvania cooking. Her husband Mike also has a channel called The Disgruntled Mechanic. Very interesting and quite often very funny too. First thing to do is to go down here to, where are we, to show more, and there's the recipe. So I just copied that and there you go, printed it out. Beer bread calls for beer, and I've chosen this Monteith's Imperial Pilsner, 5% alcohol by volume, so she's a good strong beer, I believe, and we're going to try that. With Helga's recipes and things, and because she's in America, everything's in Imperial for some reason, so I've had to convert things. Cups of flour, well, I can understand that language. Teaspoons, I can understand that. 1 12-ounce can of beer. What on earth? 12-ounce can of beer? Well, apparently, according to Mr. Google, that's 300 ml. This bottle is 500 ml. So I have to take 200 ml out. I've never actually tried this beer, so it'll be a good excuse to give it a try. Right. So, and lacking a bottle opener, back of a knife will do. Let's take 200 ml out of this bottle. It's got a good head on it. Oh, a rather delicate bouquet. It's not cold. It hasn't been in the fridge. I thought maybe it needed to be at room temperature for the bread. I like my beer cold, so I'm going to put that in the fridge. Well, that little sip tasted good. Here we go. We need 3 cups of flour. I always thought when you're doing baking and such like that you sifted flour just to get the lumps out. And I guess that is true to a certain extent, but Helga tells us it's also to make the flour light and not dense. Important to sift the flour. 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Bread you don't usually put baking powder in, it's usually yeast. So I guess there's some reaction going on between the baking powder and the beer. If you're using standard flour, you also throw in a teaspoon of salt. Okay, let's sift that through. Shake my boogie, shake me flour. Get rid of all them big lumps. 1/4 cup of sugar. There's me sugar. Need my eyeballs on. And I need my coffee. 1/4 cup of sugar. Preheat the oven to 375 degrees. It's got to be Fahrenheit, isn't it? 375 degrees. What's that in English? I think that's probably about 180, maybe something. What are we going to do now? Mix dry ingredients and beer. Pour into a greased loaf pan. Pour melted butter over the mixture. So that butter needs to be melted. How you doing? You melting? Maybe just rev her up a bit. Okay, here goes. We'll make a well in the middle. Monteith's Imperial Pilsner. Monteith's is from the west coast, down on the South Island. So that's fitting, isn't it, with all those South Island videos I'm doing at the moment. Here we go. Yummy. Right, mix her up. Oh, it smells good. And apparently, that's all you need to do. Form it into a dough like that and pour it into there. And there we have Helga's beer bread. If it bakes up as good as it smells, it'll be absolutely terrific. And lastly, half a cup of melted butter. Quarter of a cup will do just fine. Let's try this. And just pour it over the top, apparently. Here we go. Look at all that. Into the oven. Hello, puss. Right. Bake for an hour. Let's come back. Come back in an hour. And then we'll have another cup of coffee. You heard the philosophical thing about if a tree falls over in the woods and nobody's there to hear it, does it make a sound? Yeah, of course it makes a sound. The bloody thing fell over. But there's the other one too. Schrodinger's cat, something like that. Hang on. Yeah. So let's ask Mr. Google about that one. A cat, a flask of poison and a radioactive sauce are placed in a sealed box. The Copenhagen implies that after a while the cat is simultaneously alive and dead. Yet one looks in the box, one sees the cat either alive or dead, or both alive and dead. WTF? Really? I think some people think too much. But it's an interesting concept. So what we have here are two coffee mugs, supposedly exactly the same. One like that and one like that. But there's one in here that's never been opened. I didn't open it when it was delivered, and I won't be opening it until I give it away. So if you want to enter for this giveaway over the next few videos, every time you see this coffee cup in some form or another, just mention the word coffee in the comments below and you'll go in the draw. So if you mention the word coffee this time, you'll go in the draw, and the next video where you see this coffee cup and you mention the word coffee, even if you just put coffee in the comments, you'll get another entry in the draw. And when I reach, where are we now, 430 subscribers or something, when I get to 500, I'll put all those coffee comments into one thing, we'll draw out a winner, and I'll post it off to you anywhere in the world. And whatever's inside here is what you get. So I can't guarantee that it's not a dead cat, because I've never looked inside the box. It might be a live cat. It might be a coffee cup that looks just like that. I don't know. But it does make a good coffee. Rightio, well, the time has just gone off. It's time to have a sneaky peek in here. We're all waiting with bated breath. Looking good so far. Right. And we'll tip it out. Oh, straight out. Look at that. Right, now what does Helga say? She says to remove from pan and cool for at least 15 minutes. Oh, really, Helga? I've got to wait 15 minutes? Cheers, Helga. Oh yes, that's a nice beer. A nice beer. Imperial Pilsner. What do they say about it on here?
The mellow malt in this Imperial Pilsner is married with a clean, sharp bitterness. from a blend of 4 hop varieties. Crisp and refreshing with a touch of delicate noble hops to linger on the palate.
Tastes like a bloody good beer to me. Anyway, no work tonight, so I can have a beer. Well, time's up. Time to have a sample. The beer's been drunk and it's in the bread. The fresh coffee's been made. Don't forget. Mention coffee. You might win a dead cat, or you might win a coffee mug. Let's try this beer bread. I must admit, I thought it was a bit of sacrilege to use a good beer in baking, so I've tried a few of Helga's recipes in the past and they always turn out good. She does some amazing stuff. So let's try. Ooh, crusty. Crusty. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is a nice bread. You can still smell the faint aroma of the beer. Helga recommends, fancy dips and things if you want to, if you're socialising. I'm just going to put a little bit of butter on, and let's try it. That is a crusty crust. Man. I mean, it is a crust, but oh, delicious. Thanks, Helga. Coffee and Helga's beer bread. Yum.